Welcome back, everyone. You're on Beyond the Edit with Mark Warnock. Today's guest is Winna Bhun. Winna is a really special friend to me. We have the Thai connection. He was recruited to play Australian Survivor Titans v Rebels, and I think he did an excellent job. I really like this conversation. I think you're going to learn a lot about the different facets that Winna has to himself and to his presence on social media, which is massive. So thanks so much to Winna for joining me on this chat, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Let's take it away. Today, I don't know. I've lost track of what episode I'm up to. That is a good sign, I think, because I think it's episode 4. Yeah, man. And I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked to have Nong Winna with me. How you going, Winna?
I'm good. Why am I episode 4, man? I thought we were closer than that. I should have been first.
Bro, you're a different generation, man. Trying to schedule you in is not as easy.
Fair enough.
Garrick, like these old dudes, they're just like, yep, tell me when, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Eden's the same.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm super keen on being here. It's good to revisit the whole experience. It's been I think it was like a 1-year anniversary recently, which is crazy.
Yeah, man. No, it's been a year. But I've missed you. I've missed everyone. And I thought and I was thinking, Australia needs to hear from people like Winna because we barely scratched the surface with you, man. So I wanted to have a little bit of a chat, learn a bit more about you, learn about what's going on with life. Look,
yes.
I listened to your entire podcast that you did with Jaden.
Yes.
Dude, you should be a podcaster yourself. You had good questions. You explored little nooks and crannies in his stories. Man, it was really good. I liked it.
Thank you. Yeah, the feedback was a lot better than I thought because I've never done like a serious video before. Like you guys already know, I make these TikTok videos that's purely like funny. It's not fully me being myself, and it was the first time I had a duty to squeeze things out of someone else, and Jaden was a good start, I think, because I know him so well already, and I guess I was trying to just navigate the stories to best please his audience. But after doing that, and then also I guess seeing the feedback, I've been considering it, and I think I'd love to have a podcast. That'd be so fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
What would you? What's your angle going to be on a podcast, man? Because there's a billion out there. What are you going to do?
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, I think I really enjoyed being the one interviewing.
Yeah, I know. It's good. You've got the power.
I guess so. Yeah, but I feel like because I'm just in general quite curious already, about people, and especially when it's someone I look up to so much, like Jaden, it just flowed so naturally. I didn't even think about the camera. It was just for myself, what else do I want to know? And I think I'm just quite curious about successful people and how they got there. And there's always, I guess, an origin story and, all the trials and tribulations and whatnot. And Jaden was perfect because I know him already and he's at the peak and he's going to peak even harder with his career. And I feel like everyone who gets to that level, you're built like what I said on Survivor about Titans. Titans are built.
Nice link. What I like about what you did with Jaden was that Jaden's got such a huge public profile already, and he creates a great image, but you were kind of able to peel back the layers a little bit and get people to see the different side of him in a way that know. And I think I love hearing people, successful people, talk about their story, but I like it when the questions and the conversation is a bit more vulnerable as well. So I think that could. Who do you want to get on your podcast? Who's your top? You're not top one, but if you could have a bit of a dream team.
Okay. I mean, I haven't actually thought about it yet. I was thinking to buy equipment. I haven't thought that far yet, but it'd be a similar vibe, I reckon. Just people who I guess have made a very good living or just done something awesome. And I'm trying to just peel the layers and get to, the vulnerable stuff, what makes you who you are. And I love stuff about your upbringing. And I feel like everything really goes back to the first 20 years of your life and just learning more about their experience and their just views on the world. And I think, I want the podcast, if I did one, to be very challenging, like you said, make them vulnerable, but also I want to be the guy that's if you come and do a podcast with me, be prepared because I will ask what I want to know, and I'm not gonna.
You gotta get torn down.
Yeah, it's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be stimulating for you, and I'm gonna get like
Mm.
everything out. So I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that's sort of one project I have in the horizons.
Dude, rest assured, I'm not going to prod you too hard today. This is a safe space. You're in the warm mark embrace here, buddy. So don't worry, it's
Go
all good.
ham, Mark. We're trauma bonded. Go ham.
Maybe there'll be a curveball question right in the middle, being like, "Tell me that time that you X Y Z." And you're like, "Far
I'm ready.
out."
I'm ready. I'm black
uh,
and white, open book.
dude, let's kick off. Prince Poo Poo.
Okay,
Who is Prince Poo Poo?
cool. PrincePooPoo is a TikTok account I created when I looked around me when I was working like a corporate job in
Yeah,
recruitment engineering. And I looked around me, I had some influencer friends, and they're making heaps of money just
yeah.
making these videos on TikTok that just rotted my brain. Uh, yeah, and I just thought to myself, man, I could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I guess it started off, you could say, not from a very genuine position already. Like
yeah,
if you want to compare, say, Jaden or from our cast, this guy
yeah,
makes banger videos, but he's himself. He inspires people. His content is him filming himself, you
yeah,
know, doing cool shit. Whereas for me, it was always like a what will get views and what will make money.
yeah.
So that was the
So you're
origin.
like
And
cutthroat from the start.
exactly, exactly. And I've just been making videos on the side, like you guys already know, like the account's getting
Mm,
quite big. It's at 1 million followers now on TikTok and
yeah,
getting lots of brand deals and whatnot. And it's all happening. But I've realized recently that, wow, I am super capable of getting the views, but
mm,
I'm not fully being myself and open to, I guess, social media.
yeah,
And I'm at the point now where I'm like trying to pivot into other avenues as well, but still like maintain that like funny
yeah,
stuff that I
yeah.
enjoy creating. But yeah, it's sort of like a little, not a character, but a little like hobby project sort of thing that turned into something bigger than I imagined. That's what Prince
To
Poo
me,
is.
to me, I when I look at Prince Poo Poo, which is a great name, you're a super analytical dude, which is and I I figured that out pretty quick, and I think this is like a great example of you just like analyzing a problem, and you've seen someone build a shit shelter or a shit like a TikTok account, and you're like, I can do the math. Let me run the maths on this. I think I can
Yeah.
improve this. But like
Yeah.
you don't want to invest your personality full into it. So you're kind
Yes.
of just like doing it for the results, but you don't want to be exposing because man, putting yourself out there on social media is huge. And Jaden goes all in.
Yeah.
Whereas you're more like, oh man, I'm just gonna get these views. I'm gonna show these other. Did it feel good when you started to get views? What was it like?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly it. Like, I'm actually just like a little engineering nerd at home trying to work this out. I'm not like a super funny or cool dude who's super strong
Mm,
like Jaden or does cool shit. It was always like me sitting here, like literally in my room, like, what will
mhm,
work? Testing videos. I'm looking at the
mhm,
analytics, what's going off, why are people dropping off the videos at 5 seconds in, tweaking that.
mm.
I posted like I had a look, it was like 4,000 videos in like 2 years.
What? What?
Yeah.
So
And
trial and error. You're basically just running experiments.
exactly, literally experiments, like an engineering experiment. And a lot of people come and tell me, wow, you're so good, your videos are so big, and you post anything and it goes off. But
Yeah.
I've posted so many videos, and that's only the main account that you've seen. Like I have other accounts.
How
When I
many
was,
accounts do you have?
oh fuck, probably like I've made more than 20 for sure.
So
More
just
than
trialing different things.
Yeah, trying different things. And also before, like years ago in high school, I already had some engagement with like viral videos on Facebook, which I haven't really told anyone. But when I was
Yeah.
younger in high school, when Facebook came out with, before Facebook used to be photos of your family, your kids,
Bro, I
whatever.
remember. I was there, brother. I was there on MySpace.
You were there. Yeah. And then when videos came out, that was like a new thing. And
Yeah.
then memes started rolling out, and people was like, oh,
Yeah.
now there's memes. And during that wave, I was like creating Facebook pages and downloading memes elsewhere and reposting them. And I'd build Facebook pages up and I'd sell the
Yeah.
Facebook pages off.
What? During high
Yeah.
school?
Yeah. When I was in high school, and it'd be like 20 grand, 30 grand for a Facebook page. And I did that a little
Bro.
bit. Yeah, so I already had the, I guess, eye for it when I was younger. Like, oh shit, people are making money online, videos. I guess that's my first engagement with videos,
Yeah.
and I fully forgot about it as well. But I was been like doing some self reflection and like why I like making videos. So yeah, it started there, and I'm actually just like a nerd about it. And I guess I've just from trial and error learned how to go viral, and
Yeah.
so many like things that go through my mind when I post every video that people probably don't normally think of. And I think
What goes through Winner's mind when he's posting, one of his best videos? What are you
I
thinking
mean,
about?
I don't want to go on like a nerdy tangent, but basically you
Okay.
have to look at all the social media platforms as TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. They're all competing for your attention,
Yeah.
right? These companies are massive. They make money from companies paying for ads, paying for
Yeah.
views. And if TikTok has your attention, but someone makes a shit video and the audience is no longer stimulated by TikTok, they're going to Instagram, they're going to Snapchat.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
companies want to hold your attention, and the creators that do well are the ones that can hold attention
Mm.
for the longest.
Yeah.
And basically, that's the foundation of it all. And every video I make, because I'm not that like special in terms of like how I'm not like super handsome, I'm not super funny, whatever.
Mhm.
I need to do so much to make someone stay on my video. And I think
Yeah,
that's
right.
I've become quite good at getting big views because
Yeah.
like obviously say Jaden, the dude fucking deadlifts whatever
Yeah.
300
Yeah.
kilos.
You
Like
can't look away. Yeah.
exactly. Whereas I had to do something else to hold attention and go viral. And I think because of that, I've kind of, I mean, I like to feel like I've mastered it. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's sort of
man.
my journey in general, and I guess how much thinking I do behind the scenes. Yeah.
Dude, you know what's impressive about your Facebook story is that you got hustle in you from high school. Bro, like
Uh,
I wasn't doing that. I was in like I've got drums here. I was doing all this other stuff, and you're
right.
out there making tens of thousands of dollars. Like,
Yeah.
where's the hustle come from?
I think just the Asian blood. Asians love money.
Yeah.
Asians love money.
Just simple.
Yeah, Asians love money, but also like mum and dad had their business in the restaurant. I grew up with them working very hard,
Yeah.
and yeah, from a young age, I always like wanted to, I guess, repay that. It's maybe it's
Yeah.
a Thai culture thing. It's
Yeah.
like some people say, oh, it's so good that you look after your family and whatnot, but for me, like, or in Thailand, if I
Mm.
didn't, I would literally be like frowned upon. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the bare minimum for me. So I guess I always, yeah, enjoyed trying to make some money and help out with the mortgage and whatnot and buy them
Yeah.
gifts. And yeah, so I always
Did you
had
ever
like,
make videos in the restaurant, like with your like? Because you've done some with your dad recently, but we're back when you were a little whippersnapper. Were you doing them with your family?
yeah, I did some with my sister, like in the house, but never the restaurant. The restaurant was
Yeah.
like it was a very stressful place. Like it's very loud, typical Thai restaurant where it's like,
Yeah.
people yelling, heaps of people in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I worked there for a bit, like it helped out, but it was never really like a fun place.
Under
Yeah,
duress. What
yeah.
was your role at the restaurant?
It was like my first job, just like packing vegetables, chopping chicken in the back, peeling garlic,
With one of the
taking
big
orders on
cleavers,
the
man?
phone. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Did you have, like, the big cleaver, like the big chicken cleaver, in Thai style, how they, like, go boom, boom, boom? Yeah, was that
Yes,
you?
literally that. Literally that. I'd play around in there, and then it'd be like deboning stuff, and yeah, it was a massive restaurant. It was on the news and stuff back in the day. Dad's restaurant. It
What
was
was it
like
called?
Thai on Wok.
Okay. Yeah, right. Why was it on the news?
It was just like right now, the climate in Australia is there's so many Thai restaurants, like it's around every
Yeah,
corner. But back
yeah.
then, like 20 years ago, it was one of the first, I guess, takeaway Thai restaurants. And it was like,
Ah.
all the local Australians like, fuck, $10 for a pad Thai, like that's mad.
Yeah,
So
man.
food. So it just sort of kicked it was one of the first on that sort of vibe, the takeaway. And it was
Where
just
was it in Sydney? Where was it?
in Glebe Point Road,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the lines were massive. And yeah, it was like a local Sydney Morning Herald thing. Like, what is this Thai restaurant doing? Super cheap food, and yeah,
Ah, that's pretty cool, man. And you're on the phones, like, taking all the orders. Must have been if it's that popular, it must have been hectic.
yeah, yeah. I was on the phone all day. It was just very like it was value, and I think
Mm,
because my dad's he's a very giving person. Like
mm.
he would just give out free food to people who came back again. The prices were low.
Oh, tambun, tambun.
Tambun, tambun. Yeah, it was very like almost like a charity, and we've got a running joke in the house that we
Mm.
made so much money in revenue, but we made like no profit. And
Oh,
like, and, like even
your
now,
dad's just giving it all away. He's like, "Hey,
legit,
take it." Yeah.
yeah, legit. Like even now, we've sold the bizzo, and then like he's obviously not that well off. Like
Mm.
obviously, I'm like helping out with the mortgage. I've sorted his
Yeah.
house out. We're not that well off, but from an outside perspective, everyone probably thought that restaurant was, we were
Just
killing it.
popping. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's sort of yeah, his I guess downfall with that business. But yeah, it was a good time. 20 years of my life grew up in a restaurant.
That's pretty cool to be part of an institution, you know? That's awesome. And
Yeah,
especially like a Thai restaurant as like a Thai Australian person. That must be,
yeah,
yeah, must be
awesome.
proud.
I was so
What was
fat
the
when.
Thai what yeah, I saw on your intro video, you're the chubby little fella.
Yeah, yeah, literally because of the Thai restaurant.
Damn. Was
Yeah.
everyone from the Thai community in Sydney, did they sort of like cluster around the restaurant, or were you part of the Thai community in Sydney, or what's the deal?
Kind of, not so much. Like,
Mm,
because my parents didn't really have that many friends. They were in the restaurant every day. Like, we'd
working too
have
hard.
working literally every day. I wouldn't see like my dad from like 8 a.m. all the way to 11 p.m. and he'd come back and I still
Jeez.
smell it. You can
Yeah.
smell like the
Yeah.
meat, the spices, and the oil grease on him. And that's sort of like, yeah, the first half of my life, they were not out of the picture, but like I'd see them every like hour. They'd come and give me food or whatever. I'd see them in the
Yeah.
restaurant, but it was like a full-time gig, 7 days a week. And we'd have like a few weeks in Thailand where we'd chill out for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, running a restaurant's hard work, man. Hard
Yeah, it's
work.
brutal. It's so brutal, especially if you're the owner and running it as well. You know, if some little, 18-year-old waiter calls in sick, it's like, oh well,
Yeah,
winner, you're up. You're running tables tonight,
yeah,
buddy.
straight
Sorry,
up.
mate.
So many moving parts, and the margins are so low, especially now. And dad
Yeah,
tells me all the time, never do it, never open a
yeah.
restaurant. And yeah,
Oh man, I'm always tempted. I worked at a really good fish and chip It was like a fish and chip restaurant more than fish and chip shop.
I see,
And
I
I
see.
remember, I was a waiter, did service and stuff. I wasn't like a cook or anything. But
Yeah,
dude, I would get covered in fish juice every single night. It was
yeah,
gross, and we would go out afterwards to the pub. And we'd like hand out, like, oh, and can I see your ID? And you'd like give them your ID, and people would just turn us away, and we're like, what's the matter? I'm old enough. Come on, bro, let me in. They're like, nah, man, you just think like like
yeah, yeah.
snapper.
Oh my
No, it's
god.
brutal. It's brutal. And we get work to the bone as well.
Yeah. That's why you like fish so much. Always fishing with your missus, sending me fish photos, cooking it.
Yeah, man.
Where it comes from?
Yeah. Dude, I grew up in North Queensland and seafood, like you're by the ocean. And I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I don't know what it is. I think more than anyone in my family, I've always just loved seafood. There was this one all you could eat seafood restaurant. And I
Oh,
would just one night a year we were allowed to go out for dinner for my birthday. And I would
yeah.
choose this one seafood restaurant. And I'd go, and like the owners would be like, "Oh no, here he is again, the little seafood boy." And I'd go in there and smash the mussels,
Yeah.
prawns, oysters. So I've always liked it. And that's why I love Thailand so much as well. And I fit right in when I went there. Obviously, we
Yes.
got the Thai connection we'll get to, but dude, all these Thai people are trying. They'd be like, "Oh, Mark's not going to like this weird fishy thing." And sometimes it was a bit gross, but most of the time, I liked it all right. Hey, dude, so TikTok Survivor,
Yeah.
what gets you recognized more? All your TikTok videos or your
Yeah.
Survivor stint?
TikTok more. TikTok more.
Yeah,
TikTok, yeah, in the city now quite a bit, especially if I'm like
yeah,
filming. You'll see me with a
yeah,
mic. Yeah,
yeah, right.
probably TikTok more. Survivor, maybe because I'm, I guess, out where like young people are, like out at night sort of thing more. Yeah, the only people who recognized me from Survivor was when I was
The
working in
old people.
recruitment still. Yeah,
Yeah.
recruitment still, and it'd be like the older generation, and I'd be interviewing them, and apparently like they just watched Survivor last night, and they'd seen my
Oh,
email like to interview them, and they'd be like, "Wait a sec,
yeah,
me," and then we'd have the whole interview, like where I interviewed them to recruit
yeah.
them, and at the call they'd be like, "Are you on Survivor, by the way?" Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, when you
That's
say old, how old are you talking?
like
Like my age?
35 plus usually. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
super old, super
Super
old.
old. These old farts. Dude,
Oh,
I was doing some research. You were the
yeah.
youngest bloke on Titans v Rebels.
Really? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it would be, eh? Yeah,
Yeah.
but Viola was younger than me, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a
So
bit
she was the
younger.
youngest girl and the youngest overall. And then you were like the youngest boy. So, or man.
Ah,
I mean, you're a man,
damn, I
but
thought it was gonna be a cooler stat, man. You made it out like you were gonna say the youngest of all time or something. More survival history.
Well, dude, you might be the first Thai Australian to play. I don't know if there's been any other like Thai people with Thai heritage. So yeah,
That's true. That's true.
that's
That's true.
cooler. That's cooler.
That is pretty cool.
Um, have you made any TikTok? Have you made any TikTok videos that you regret? Like, do people come up and they're like, "Oh, dude, that was no good."
Yeah, I've got heaps. Not that I regret, but I post it and I think it's funny in my head, and then
Yeah.
when I start watching again, seeing comments saying this is too much, bro, this is too much. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I should delete this. And then I do.
Nothing gets deleted from the internet, mate. It always is there.
It is
Someone
true.
can find it.
It is true. My whole career could be ruined if they're seeing some old stuff for sure.
Oh yeah. What sort of things are like you going too far? Is it like just the humor's like crass, or is it just not funny?
Yeah, it's just like, when you're a young kid and you put up videos on the internet, like I feel like most young boys have said silly things
Yeah,
on the internet. And it's
yeah.
like it's just can't you could be cancelled for it, or just put it that way.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
No one go investigate Winner, please.
no one yeah, but all young boys have it, like you see articles
Yeah,
sometimes with like people getting cancelled, celebrities from their Twitter posts back in
yeah,
2001. And it's like, it's
yeah.
fine. Like, I'm sure all of the dudes' group chats from back in the day in high school are horrendous if you revealed
Yeah.
them. Something. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
young stuff. Nothing crazy.
I don't know how anyone's going to be a politician in the future because, bro, like everyone's done something stupid on the internet. So yeah, I don't know how
Exactly.
that's gonna work.
Exactly. Young
Do you worry
boys.
about TikTok? Like, let's get a little geopolitically for a second. Do you worry
Sure.
about like your data, like your, AI, like taking your face or people taking your data at all? Or are you just like, nah, whatever, bro. Like,
Yeah,
get the likes
that's
and
an
that's it.
interesting one because a lot of people say like stuff like Timu, ordering stuff
Mhm.
online.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
your data. For me,
yeah,
like, I don't know, like, my life is all right. And if some Chinese person is taking my data, as long as they're not
yeah.
taking cash out of my account or like me and my family, I'm not that stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
Cool.
I'm not that stressed. Hey,
I feel like we're not even that far apart in age, but it's just like TikTok came out at a point where I was just not on, like I wasn't an earlier, like I got Facebook, I had Instagram, I had Twitter,
yeah,
but TikTok came out where I was at a point where I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not doing that. So I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like that's like the only one. Dude, my
No,
dog
no,
is walking around the room. So sorry if you can hear him like cruising around.
that's okay. Yeah, there's way too many new apps. Even now for me, like, well, I'm 26. Yeah, I'm on TikTok, but even the TikTok was a bit like I was like I should post on that new platform. Like it wasn't like I was fully set,
Mm,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? And then
yeah,
then there's new apps like there's some apps where you take a photo of yourself every day for your friends and all the kids are on it and it's like you update yourself and you have to do it in like 60
shit.
seconds when you get the notification. And even that for me, I'm like, I don't need another platform to hang out on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's the attention. That's it. They just want your attention. They're like, that's literally, they've taken your idea and they've got a great app idea there. It's like every day I got to do it. Bloody hell.
Exactly.
You're on the money,
Exactly.
man. Hey,
Yeah,
dude, I want
totally.
to talk a bit more about Thailand because we bonded. It's such a cool thing to bond on Survivor over the fact that we have this connection. Do you like, you're raised in Australia, but you spent a lot of your life in a Thai restaurant. Give us your full name because I know that like your
Yes.
name is not Winna Bhun. What is the full name?
Yes. So both my first name and last name have been shortened. So it's actually Winner Lit.
Yeah.
Lit, but I stopped doing Winner Lit because everyone would be like, "Pardon, what was your
What's
name?"
up? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, and a winner
But
was what I was being called.
indulge me, man. I'm like I want to hear the full thing.
The surname's crazy. So it's Winnerlit Bunchumwachra Rod. It doesn't
Jesus.
sound that long, but it's like 26 letters. And every time I bring out my ID, the
Yeah.
security guard, the person at the post office will make a little joke like, "That's the whole alphabet." And I'll just be like,
Yeah.
"Yes, it is."
Every
Massive.
time.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember learning when I was starting to learn Thai and I like learned the alphabet and I learning all the tones and the words. Uh that was all good. Like I mean it's not all good. It's bloody hard language, but I loved it. But learning the names just like it I like to get people's names right. But
Yeah.
Thailand like throws down the biggest challenge to any like any
Uh,
foreigner because they're like, oh, very check this name out, and you're like, oh man, this is
yeah.
full on. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I
It's so
love
long. so long. It always,
What
even
is
I
it?
think the real name of Bangkok is enormous, the proper Thai
Oh,
spelling.
do you
But
know the
yeah,
song?
huh?
Do
No,
you know the
kind of.
song?
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the name of Bangkok is so long that they've made a song so you can remember
Yeah,
how to say it. Yeah.
I
So,
know.
but I
Everyone's
used
like, "Just learn the song," and it's like the song goes for like 5 minutes, and you're like, That doesn't help me."
yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%.
Does your name
Yes, I
have any
love
meaning?
it. My name does not have any. Well, Winner is actually my mum's name,
Oh,
and then
nice.
I think they added the lit. I'm not sure why. It doesn't mean anything that I know
Yeah,
of. Maybe it does mean something. My surname is. I don't think it means anything either. It's just like our family name.
yeah.
But yeah, when I was younger, I was like so embarrassed about my name, like Winner, and
Oh.
then the bun pie, and especially like growing up in like a very white school,
Oh,
and like
really?
yeah, like you asked me before like, how I feel about being Thai. So I'm born in Australia.
Yeah.
Bro, I love it now, man. I love it. I used to be a bit like off it. Like,
Mm,
you know, everyone's doing the NAP plan test and I got my surname and I have to do my whole surname. And then you know
yeah.
how you have to fill in this dots?
The
My
dots,
whole name.
you got to spending 5 minutes doing the dots, and here I am with 4 letters.
I was the last one starting the exam every time. I should have been given more time for the exam. Yeah,
Absolutely,
used to be
bro.
embarrassed. But I love it now. And yeah, I feel like as I've grown older, I've really tapped into like my Thai culture and yeah, I love Thailand. And sometimes I feel more Thai than Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was the
It's just
turning point? Was there something that happened, or was it what changed?
what changed? I don't know. I think as I age, like I feel like it's quite common with any ethnic
Mm,
background in Australia. Like you go to school. I mean, if you go to say a very white school, like a private school, I went to
yeah.
a decently nice private school. Like my parents hustled like to send me here, and it wasn't
Mm,
like I lived a lavish lifestyle at all. They were working
mm,
the restaurant, sending me here, and as a kid, when you're the only Asian kid in a school of say 200 white kids, it
right,
does something to you. And
right.
I got a lot of ethnic mates who can probably relate, and I've spoken to my
Yeah,
mates about it. And you gain this like not a hate towards yourself, but all kids would have like an underlying, I do look different. You know,
yeah.
these kids, their Vegemite sandwiches, peanut butter, and I've got this rice and satay thing. And this
The
kid said, "Why
lunchbox man.
my lunch smelled funny?"
Yeah.
And there was some like I guess anxiety around being different growing up.
Mm,
But as I
mm.
got older to high school, I'd have other guys like, "Oh, bro, I love that. Can I trade my sandwich for your lunch?" And then,
Yeah, man. Who wants a sandwich and you're bringing home cooked bloody food from the best Thai restaurant in Sydney? That's awesome. But yeah,
yeah,
it's I've heard that. I mean, it's I can't like I never had that, but like it's awesome to hear that you're embracing it now. That's really cool. Like I've heard Benjamin Law, like he's written books and TV shows about it, and
oh really?
he's a
Yeah,
yeah, and like I've heard other people talk about it. But yeah, it's you like I remember you saying to me on the island that you went to a really white school, but
yeah,
yeah, you're getting back more into your Thai roots, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
yeah. Way more, way more. And this is probably like out of high school. I reckon like 10 years ago, I started getting out of it. I was just like, yeah, I love my culture, and every time I go back to
mm,
Thailand, I feel at home, and I'm very. I see an Asian person, they're like my brother to me, and I want to get to know them, where
yeah,
they're from. Like, not like I don't like Australian. Like, obviously, I'm
yeah,
Australian too, but
yeah,
yeah,
man. It's
like
a
a lot
diverse
of people.
country.
Yeah, it's amazing, and a lot of
Yeah.
kids I feel like do feel that way, and I fully get it. You know, you're the only Asian kid, you're only brown kid, whatever color, and you do have that anxiety sometimes. And yeah, I really embrace it now. So I love my name and love everything about Thailand.
What was it like going on TV, being like represent? Like, did you feel like you were like representing? I don't know. Like, how did your family feel about you going on TV and them seeing you on TV, and they're like, "Holy shit, that's our boy!" What was that
Yeah,
like?
yeah. Yeah, they loved it. The family loved it. And obviously there was only like a few Asians in general every season, right?
Yeah, it's
And
not many.
it's nice. I like it. It's nice. It's like you're
Mm,
kind of representing Asians in a way,
mhm.
born in Australia, especially. And yeah, the family loved it. And yeah, I loved it, everything about it. And
Yeah.
yeah, there was some like I think Asian, I forget, Asian reality star groups like tagging me and stuff, and they're writing cool things. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Like I'm glad that other people, I guess,
Oh,
feel like go Asian sort of thing.
that's
Yeah,
cool, man. Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Have you caught up with like, do you message them back? Do they want to talk to you and stuff?
No, I just reply. Like I wasn't very engaged with everything, to be honest, when it was happening.
Yeah.
I was so busy when it was airing. But yeah, I just sent a nice message back. There's
Mhm.
fan pages and they just like tag
Yeah.
you and stuff and they play games and whatnot, like online survivor reality games. Yeah.
I've heard that there's a group of Asian Survivor players who like hang around and have dim sum and stuff. Like, I think Eileen's involved, so mate, you should tap
Yes.
in.
I'm in that one too. You're not supposed to know. That one's Asians only. How do you know that?
Fair call, man. I'll stick to my lane, brother. It's all good.
Big pie. For some context, Mark was such a fresh breath of air for me. Like going to the island, because when you release into it, you're like, oh
Yeah,
shit, who are these people? I'm not going to get along with anyone. I saw Jaden, I was like, oh sweet, I know that guy already. And then I have
yeah.
a chat with everyone, and then Mark said he can speak Thai and starts telling me he lives in Thailand, and I was like, oh my god, fuck. And it
Oh, bro.
happened so early. I was so happy.
That was awesome. I mean, I have a real soft spot for Thailand. For context, if you don't know, I worked and lived there, and I got to learn the language. But even still, bro, like I liked you as a person. Like I liked
Yeah.
you as well. But then having the ability to have our little secret chats in Thai was pretty awesome. So yeah.
100%, 100%. I think that the show didn't really air our relationship in general. Like we were very close, and it
Yeah,
wasn't even the Thai thing. The Thai thing, I guess, just like kicked it off a little bit. Like I was like, "Oh, you're
yeah,
Thai," and I guess we're more
yeah,
curious about each other. But
yeah.
then we built like a proper bond. I respect Mark so much in terms of the way he communicates, the way he speaks, the way he thinks, and yeah, always valued Mark and would never have done you wrong, straight up.
Man, I like the game. There's always like so many paths it can take,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if a path if a few different paths went differently, they could have. I mean, we could have gone longer together, and then also, but
yeah,
even like what we did have out there, it could have been shown so much more. So, yeah.
exactly,
Speaking of which, hold
exactly.
on, my dog is like crying. I'm just gonna take him outside. Give me a sec. All right, that's annoying, bro. Before I get into Survivor, I want to get more into Survivor, but I was snooping your LinkedIn and I found something
Mm,
that I want to talk about.
let's talk
You
about it.
you used to work at a VIP. You were a VIP table games dealer. What is that,
Yes.
bro? What is that? So you've been a recruiter, you've been a like TikTok guy, you've been an engineer, but you've like bloody worked at a restaurant, but you're
Yes.
also like in the casino. What's the deal?
I moved a lot of jobs. I sometimes I forget I did these things, but basically that was during uni. I needed some more money,
Mm.
and I applied for a table games dealer job, and it was
Yeah,
simply dealing cards, your standard dealer at the cash. And I was doing baccarat, which is a
yeah,
very common game for Asians. And then
yeah.
I started dealing there. It's all normal and good. And then one day I get tapped on my shoulder by my supervisor saying, "Can you speak Thai? We have a high roller VIP guest in VIP." And I didn't even know about VIP, but
Right.
for everyone who's in Sydney, has tiers. And I'm not sure how
Yeah,
much I'm supposed to say, to be honest, but
yeah,
basically you have the main gaming floor, which you guys
yeah.
have access to. You have the sovereign
You
room.
guys, you are assuming that I'm not a VIP gambler winner?
Didn't mean to disrespect you like that.
Carry on.
There's a sovereign room, and then there's another tier above, which is the private salons, and
Ooh,
that itself is like, um, basically there's like private jets that fly rich people, like the wealthiest of
no way.
wealthiest over around the world, and has a few private salons, and you go in these rooms, and it's the most basically the people who lose the most money. If
Yeah.
you if you lose, more than like 10 mil a year, it's usually way more than 10 mil a year. You get a special
What?
card, a certain card, and then you can
You
bet
the
here.
biggest loser.
We are sending a private jet to pick you up as the biggest loser. And there's more information about it, which I'm tempted to reveal, but I don't think I should. But basically, it's
Yeah,
a
don't
very
get in trouble.
yes, it's a highly regulated environment. There's cameras everywhere, just like the main gaming floor, but it's no longer chips anymore. You know how you see chips at the cast? It becomes
Yeah.
plaques. Every plaque is 200 grand, 500 grand, 1 mil, 5 mil, and there's even 10 mil ones. And they bet with that. And it's like I'm
Oh,
literally moving like ginormous bricks instead and doing the same games. But the guests who came in, the reason I got up there is because there were some high roller Thai high profile
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah.
So there were some Thai people there. Bruno Mars came, Post Malone came, like very tier one sort of wealthy
Mm.
individuals. And yeah, I was up there for like 2 years just dealing cards. And the best thing about it, because Asian people are quite superstitious, they
Yeah.
usually blame the dealer if they
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
And usually the dealers are like very pretty Asian girls who can speak Chinese, speak Thai,
Uh-huh.
Vietnamese. And then you have
Mhm.
me. Like I go up I go up there, these guys will lose like two hands to me, like 200 grand, 200 grand. They
Jeez.
instantly will say to my supervisor, new dealer, I want beautiful girl. And they rage at me. And I've even been spat on.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah. So I've got
Oh,
heaps of stories.
I thought this story was gonna go the other way. I thought they were gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, we saw Winner. He, like, gave us the winning hand. We, like, gave him $100,000 for it bloody as a tip." Nah, man, they're
No,
just spitting on you.
no.
Oh,
It was the most disrespected I've ever been in my life in a job. And there were no tips. They're actually, you know how at the cast, when you're a dealer, you wear uniform?
yeah.
They actually cut your pockets in case you try and put chips in. So you can't even put your phone in your pocket because every pocket is cut and it just falls straight to the floor through your pants.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. This actually sounds pretty bad. Like, I mean, that sounds like hard work. You gotta be you're being totally monitored. Like, all of your clothes are
Oh,
cut, and you're getting spat on.
it
Bro, that's
was so
rough.
stressful. It was so stressful. And I really enjoyed it though. I feel like it really built me up. Like maybe
Mm.
that's why I kind of got the calmness, like Jonathan always says, I'm
Mm.
calm as a cucumber. I'm quite like mellow, you could say
Mm.
sometimes, but that was the most stressful environment I've ever been in. And like some guys who came in who were betting like $1 million every 30 seconds, they did not look like they made their money in ethical ways, if that makes sense.
Careful.
Like, yeah, fully tatted up, whatever. And I'm sitting there while they're death staring me, spitting on me. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled a gun out, sort of thing. Like, it was actually the worst job I've ever had.
So you were actually scared. You were actually scared of them that, like, they
I
might
was
attack you.
genuinely scared. I was genuinely scared. Like, there was so much security, but
Yeah.
like the way they held these people so highly as
Yeah.
people. Like, sure, they have heaps of money, but the power dynamic between the team and this
Yeah,
person
man.
losing money to us was ridiculous. Like, whatever they wanted, whatever food they wanted, it was just like this milking. It was such a bad environment. It was very bad energy. And being in that environment for so many 2 years, like every night, you really see through the fun energy of a casino,
Mm. Mhm.
right? Like, you think of a
Mm.
casino and you think, wow, Las Vegas, lights, pretty girls, money, drinks. But when you're there, or when I was there for 12 hours straight sitting with people losing money to me, bro, there is no real happiness there. It is the
That
darkest
is
place.
just despair. Yeah, man. And you're a uni student as well. It's like, and your
Yeah.
parents are like hustling, like churning out bowl after bowl, giving away free meals, and then you shoof off to work, and there's
Yeah.
some bloke betting $1 million. That would feel pretty weird.
Felt so weird. Felt so weird. I have an exam the next day and it just, yeah, I would be dreading going to work every night. I'd work 6 to 6 a.m. shifts, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Nothing good happens at 5 a.m.
No,
Surely.
no. 5 was the peak of like the guys who don't want to go home because they're down $10
Yeah.
million.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
crazy, crazy
Take the
time.
plaque and go home. Biggest loser plaque. I love that. Dude,
Yeah.
who from let's go for a little fun question. Who from Titans v Rebels do you think would be good at poker apart from yourself? Well, are you good at poker?
Well,
You
I
got a
mean,
good poker face.
I think I'm pretty good at poker. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm pretty good, but my downfall is that I am very impatient. I
Mm,
get, I lose patience with the game, and I mean, maybe if there were high stakes, I'd be more committed. But
yeah.
usually, I'll play for 2 hours, and my mind will start wandering elsewhere, and I start doing dumb shit and trying to be funny, and I try to shit talk, and
Yeah.
it's more of a
Yeah.
fun thing for me. I used to play a bit of Poker Stars online when I was younger.
Oh.
Um, yeah, because it was quite quick, and I was trying to win some money. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that, but I wouldn't say I'm that special at poker. Who do I think's
Yeah.
good? If I
Don't
have to
say
go
me
for
either. I was like, think of yeah, who do you reckon?
the thing
What
about
makes a
poker.
good poker player?
The thing about poker to me, I find interesting is that there's never really a common pattern with who's good. Like I've got
Mm,
very smart mates, very intelligent, book smart, STEM degrees, law degrees, who are great at poker, And then I'll have like a mate who's the blokiest bloke, pumps beers at the pub every night, loves like AFL, and he's a gun. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I can't seem to pick up a pattern on what sort of characteristic makes you good at poker. But I guess all the calculated people, yeah, yourself, Ferris, Eden, who
Val.
else?
I'm gonna go Val. I reckon Val would be
Val
good.
would be good. Yeah, Val would be good. Oh, I'm not sure. It's hard. I hate questions about the cast because I always forget because there's so many of us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I leave
It was
people
on.
out. And they're gonna be like, "What about me?" Yeah, so yeah, a lot of people would be good at poker from our cast.
Everyone would be great.
They're amazing at poker. Yeah,
I like asking questions about the cast, but
you can do more. You can do
fun
more.
ones, fun
You know what I
ones, fun
mean,
ones.
though? Like you forget sometimes, and then you're like, "Oh, I forgot to mention that person," because so much
Yeah,
happened, and there were so many relationships. Yeah,
it was a lot. It was a moving feast. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Competitive eating. Why, man? Why do you do? Why did you do that?
yeah. It's just
It's
another
not a
side.
negative. Like, but how do you get into competitive eating? It's
Yeah,
like
I
why?
mean, it flows on from the restaurant thing. Fat kid, stomach.
Yeah.
Even now, my stomach's cooked. Like, I can eat so much still. It was fat kid, and basically, long story short, I was walking past a sushi restaurant with the boys. Big sign saying free tickets to Japan. Whoever can eat the most plates of sushi. And I
Right.
go in there and I just start pumping it. I'm not even looking
Yeah.
around. And then before I know it, I'm like 30 plates above other people. And I ate like 60 plates total. And then I won the flight to Japan and I realized something's wrong with me.
So
That's
you're just
about
a
it.
natural.
Yeah,
So did
the
you win
fact
the tickets?
I did. Went to Japan
And you
and
went,
then I went heaps of places. I went to Vietnam from another fur challenge. I won like 3, 4 grand consistently all the time. And there was a phase where I was probably one of the best in Sydney. But then now there's a new guy named James Webby. He's a good
damn
friend of
you,
mine.
Webby. Oh,
Webby
we
ruins
like
everything.
James.
Yeah, he started making content as well, and now his account's blowing up, and he's an absolute machine. He can eat probably double, 3 times myself. So I don't feel special anymore.
Jeez. Oh, bro, I'll always love you. I'll back you.
Thank you, thank you.
What does it take to be a speed eater? Like, what are these other people? What are they all like? Are they all different, or what's the deal?
Yeah, it's funny because every dude will see a food challenge video and say, "I could do that." It's like a
Yeah.
natural male thing. My answer is no, you cannot. It's like you can't because you never know until you try. There's probably a lot of eaters out there who are amazing that have discovered it yet. But basically, you need to eat beyond mental satiation. Like you can eat,
Mm,
and you know when you feel full,
mm,
and you're like, oh, I'm full. If I eat more, I feel a bit sick. It's way
mm.
beyond that. You eat till you're mentally or you're physically like you feel ill, and then you keep stacking up more food until it literally is here.
Oh, bro.
It's disgusting. I'm not a fan of the sport, to be honest.
But it got you free tickets to Japan, bro. That's it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's why I did it, and yeah, it's a bit of a pastime now for me. I do a few challenges here and there, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
so
not
you
it's not a
still
big.
go?
Yeah, I do a few when there's like a fun challenge, a big stage, and my mates are there. Like, there's quite a nice
Mm.
community around it. But apart from that, I'm not like dying to eat 10 Big Macs anymore. I've been there, done that. Yeah.
How do you prepare for a challenge? Do you have to sort of do a full cleanse?
Yeah. So there's a bit of a dark world in competitive eating.
Mm.
And basically, you have to water stretch. That's the first thing you do. And I found this on later on when I was touring America with some like pro eaters, like top 10
Mhm.
in the world. These guys are like the best at the game. What you do is leading up to a comp, if you've got a comp on Friday, from Monday onwards, you're going to be sculling 7+ liters of water multiple times a day. You
Ugh.
scull water so that it expands your stomach. Your stomach is actually a muscle similar to a balloon. It stretches and it contracts. That's why people do fasting. So their stomach
Yeah.
shrinks and they eat less. But we're doing the opposite. We're putting in water, filling it up like a balloon. And then the worst part of it is these guys vomit the water out
Oh, multiple times a day
multiple times a day.
for a week.
And bro, longer, permanently. Some of these guys are touring, doing comps every weekend. That is the foundation of it. I mean, it's not like a secret. A lot of people know about this.
Yeah.
But people do that, and when I realized that I had to do that, I started. There was one time I started bleeding out my nose because I was a bit clueless. I didn't know you had to vomit out the water. One of my mates called me saying, "By the way, have you been water stretching?" And I said, "Bro, I feel sick." And he was like, "You have to fucking vomit out the water." And I'm like, "Dude, this is disgusting. What am I?" I'm fucking studying engineering. I'm going to get a proper job. I've got my whole life ahead of me. Why am I drinking 8 liters of water and vomiting it out so I can eat cheeseburgers tomorrow? Do you know what I
Dude,
mean?
dude, you are the funniest mix of things. Like it is such a funny mix.
A lot of
Oh
random.
god.
Yeah, I've got a lot of random
So why
ass.
was your nose bleeding?
I don't know. I think it was the pressure of like the water in me, and you. I can't even explain it. I'm not suggesting you try it, but when you drink
Yeah.
five
Don't
plus
worry.
liters,
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
you feel this like immense pressure in your head, and it feels like you're drunk. I swear to God, and it's like you've been drinking all night, and you feel absolutely cooked. It's such a bad
Jeez.
thing to do, to you, and that's when I realized that this is not what I want to, how I want to live my life. I'm done.
I love that it wasn't the burgers or the ribs or the hot dogs that got you. It's just good old fashioned H2O, bro.
Yeah,
It's like you're like, nah, that's
it
it.
was just 8 liters of water in 2 minutes that got me.
I think that you are a super curious person, and maybe like your the curiosity got better of the cat. What are they
I
used to
think so.
saying? Curiosity got the cat there. I think you
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. I gave it.
Did you have a food of choice when you're doing your food eating, or was it just like anything goes?
I was like the pho champion, like Vietnamese noodle soup.
Hmm.
There's
Hmm.
there's a venue in Cabramatta. It's like an RSL, and my face is still on like the walls. And I won tickets to Vietnam, and I did like a
Is it a
massive pho.
wanted picture? Is it like this guy kill him if he enters the restaurant?
It's like I've never been like such a hero, and it's all like these old grannies at the RSL on the pokies. And when I walk in
Oh.
there, it's like, oh, the pho champions here, and it's like yes, yeah. So
The
I'm probably
champ is
good at
here.
pho noodles the most.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love a good fur needle. And shout out to what are they called? Where is it in Cabramatta? What's it called?
Cabra Vale Diggers, I think, from memory.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
mate.
It's like a
Next time,
little.
take me there.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, my face is still on the wall. This was like 3 years ago.
And I want to go with you to that little restaurant and get the heroes welcome. That'd be fun.
Yeah, a good time.
All right, mate. Survivor.
Let's do it.
Let me guess. You were
Yeah,
recruited.
I was recruited. I was recruited.
What
Do
does
you want
that
the
What does that
story?
look like?
Yeah. So I was making TikToks, and this was during my, I guess, come up of my account when I was really peaking. I get a message by a casting agent saying,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Would you like to be in the mix for Survivor? My first instinct was, what the fuck is Survivor? I've never watched a single. But I have a friend who has Survivor bandanas. He's always got the merch. He's my
Yeah.
closest friend named Frank. And
Okay.
send him a screenshot. I'm being cheeky about it. It's like, hey, isn't this a show you've been applying for your whole life, man? Sort of thing.
He's like, I want to kill you right now.
Exactly, exactly. And we were both like, oh, shut up. It's a scam. Like, yeah, this is a scam. I jump on the call and it gets more serious. I get to the
Yeah.
casting. And then I won't reveal all the stuff with the casting, but
Yeah.
you went through
Yeah.
it. Um, and then eventually I get the offer. I
Yeah.
get the offer, and I actually was gonna say no.
Why?
Yeah, I was gonna say no because I just had like bought dad's house off him. Like I was going
Hmm.
through a lot of like financial stress, trying to pay the mortgage, and dad wasn't making much money. And I was just like, holy shit, you want me to go to an island for 2 months, not make any
Yeah.
money, and leave
Yeah.
my family? And so I was really
Yeah.
offered, and then had a chat to my mates. And the reason I went on was because of Frank, my friend. And
Dude, you did it for Frank.
yeah, low key did it for Frank. And I went and told him that I wasn't going to go. And he almost teared up. Sorry for outing Frank, but he basically teared up at dinner. And he said, bro, I've been applying to go for like so many years. You have this opportunity in front of you. And I was like, fuck, fair enough. I'll go for you, bro. And I confirmed that Frank was going to be the one visiting. And we wanted to do like a Johnny Fairplay situation, maybe with the grandma. Fully
Yeah.
planned it out. And Frank was the best. He'd be calling me like days coming up to like me leaving, like, bro, you make sure you never get comfortable, this, that.
Mhm.
And I got too comfortable. Yeah.
What was Frank's reaction when he saw you? Like, he saw it all. What did he think?
Oh, he watched it like religiously, and he's a true Survivor fan. Like yourself,
Mm,
Eden. He's like trying to
mhm.
work out what could happen, and he was asking me questions that I couldn't even recollect some of the things. Like he loves Survivor so much, he wants to know everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved watching it, and he was devastated when I left. But he said, like, it's all right, had a good run, and he said half the games sometimes a bit of luck involved, and it's just you
Yeah,
get
man.
too comfortable, it can happen in a heartbeat, and that's exactly what happened. So shout out Frank.
And he was actually pissed because he really wanted to go to Samoa and do the Johnny Fairplay prank with you.
Yeah, we are trying to think of something similar. But yeah, I was thinking of Frank instantly when I got kicked off the show because he was traveling at the time, and he said he was
Mm.
organizing his flights so that he could potentially go visit in Samoa, plan his life around it.
Oh gosh, that's
Yeah.
rough. What tips did Frank give you? Like, what else did he tell you in terms of your preparation? Because yeah, like you obviously you get recruited because what was it that what parts of you were they interested in terms of casting? Like, was it just the TikTok or was it other stuff?
Yeah, so I won't reveal like who said it, but
Yeah.
basically in casting, like within like 5 minutes, the people casting me were like, "We can clearly see that you're very," they said handsome, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh,"
Mm.
and I was like,
It's
handsome,
true.
very charming, very fit, and you will be an amazing player, but they know for a fact that I'm going to make it past merge. I won't get voted off. But what are you going to do when it comes to merge? Because they
Mm.
think I'm going to be the first one off. And that was how
Oh.
crazy is that? How crazy is that? And I was like a bit cocky in that moment. I was like, yeah, yeah, I do. I would be a good player. I'm good at
Yeah.
sales. I would be a good player. And then when I got there and everything unfolded and I went home, I told the person who said that to me, that was the first thing I said. When I went behind, I was like, man, you said it. I'm going to make it past merge. And I'm also going to be the first one out. And I was the first one out. And then I was just like, far out. These guys who make the show know the game so well, so
Yeah.
well. And that was in like 5 minutes of meeting me. That was
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, wow. So I guess, yeah, it wasn't just a TikTok. I guess that got me on. I think I put it on a bit. Like I was very like,
Yeah.
be a strong player. I'm going to be, which I was. Like I genuinely felt
Yeah.
like I was going to give it a good shot. And then, yeah, crazy.
Oh, I think that you talking about how you're putting it on a bit. Like I think that you were maybe it's because of like growing up with social media, but you were very good. Like now that I've watched the show, you were really you did really good confessionals. Like when you did them when they showed them to us. Yeah,
Oh,
I
thank
think you were
you.
quite good at. I think you were quite good at presenting to the camera, but then also in the game you're like a normal person. So I think that I think that really came.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
I think you gave them what they wanted. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
In
some people
hindsight,
don't do that, man. Some
mm, mm,
people, I think, forget that that's a whole separate part of the game. Like putting it on for when you're talking to the camera one on one. Like it's not normal for
exactly.
everyone.
Exactly. And in hindsight, I think I put it on too much, to be honest. Like
Oh,
in game, I was always myself, like with you, especially the ones that
mm,
were close to. I was very myself and how I would carry myself in a real life setting. Say I start a new job and I'm trying to,
mm,
build relationships. Super normal. When the camera was on confessionals, because of the social media starting in my life at that point, I kind of wanted to be extra,
mm,
at some points, a little bit more sometimes. But I think halfway through, man, when I was just hungry and just
yeah.
starving, it's raining, pissing down rain. I've done 2 hours worth of confessionals. The character's gone. It's
You can't maintain anything at that point,
there's
eh?
nothing to put on. Yeah,
I reckon you turned it on the most in at Tribal Council. Like you really ramped up at Tribal Council,
yeah.
especially the tribal that you went, and I was like, "Oh, bro."
I wish they showed more of the edits, like
Yeah,
towards the
what do you wish
last,
they showed?
because I had a lot of anxiety with the cameras. Believe it or not, in the beginning, I was
Mm,
like, dude, I was shaking it. I don't know what it was like. it was just it was a lot for me
Mm.
inside, but I didn't look anxious or anything, but I
Mhm.
couldn't tap into myself. And
Mhm.
obviously, you know me, I can be a bit cheeky sometimes, and I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to get under people's skin, like me and Ferris, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But I feel like towards the last maybe 4 tribal councils, I was
Yeah.
having fun, and honestly, like I was having so much fun at the end of that. I loved
Yeah.
every day of the island, and I didn't want to go home at all.
Yeah.
Regardless of my life back home, I was truly having so much fun every day. Yeah.
I noticed it because at the start in tribal council, yeah, you're way more quiet, and maybe yeah, I didn't pick up that you were feeling nervous and anxious because it's overwhelming, bro. It's so overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Um,
Crazy.
yeah, but then when we came back, I was like, bro, when is it? He's got his sushi boy shirt on. He's like
Cut the
sushi
sleeves
boy's
off
here to
and
break.
everything. Yeah. How did you feel like through the first half? Because you've already done some massive, I guess, talks with important people and whatnot in your career. Did you have a point of you were more anxious and it plateaued, or were you flat the whole time, chill the whole time?
Bro, I don't know why, but
Mm.
I just disassociate or compartmentalize,
Okay.
and like I was excited, but at the same time, I can't believe how calm I was the
You
entire
were so
time.
calm. You were
Just,
unbelievably like so good.
oh, I don't even know. Like I knew in my head, particularly at tribal council, that I should be more scared or I should be more anxious. I was just sitting there going, "Oh yeah, here we go." And
Yeah.
I think that maybe maybe for me, I still think I was like quite jovial around camp, but and like fun loving. But I think
Yeah.
that like it meant that like a lot of my tribal council moments, I've just got resting bitch face and just sitting there kind of going, oh yeah, like what's going on? So I don't think that like the color of my personality came out in a huge degree because I kind of maybe went into work mode a little bit in terms
Yes.
of
Yes.
just like getting like okay, I'm here, I'm doing my thing, I'm staying calm.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away, you know. Whereas Ferris at Tribal, he's like wow, like doing all the winky little eyes and stuff, and I'm just going back into. It's hard for me to break out of Mr. Diplomat mode. I think in those,
Yes.
particularly at
Yes.
Tribal Council. Yeah,
Work mode is the best term for it, I think, because anytime I remember you'd be hit with, I guess, some sort of a challenging question, you would
yeah.
just always tackle it so good. And I was just like, I honestly, after you were a diplomat, I genuinely considered like looking into what diplomats study because I wanted to
Mm.
be like you and be able to, I
Oh,
guess,
bro.
swear to God, rebuttal against everything. And it's like, even when you were somewhat in the wrong, you could navigate
Mm.
the conversation in a way that was so clean, and you'd come out, and everyone would be like, you know what I mean? And it's just like I'd see that happen in front of me, like, fuck, what's Mark gonna say? And you always got out of it. And I was like, what the?
uh,
How do I get like that? Yeah. So yeah, you were always
thanks,
in work
man.
mode, man. A tribal.
Yeah, at Tribal's work mode. I put the jacket on purpose at
Okay.
Tribal because like after I think the first couple I didn't, but then I put it on and it just made me feel like I'm here to work. You know, a mental little reminder that I'm here and it just put me in that zone. Maybe didn't make the most exciting TV, which is a shame. I would have liked to have been a bit more fun or maybe shown that a bit more. But oh, dude, that's a really nice compliment. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
thought you know that
yeah.
already. Don't you feel that way?
I mean, I don't know that it inspired you to kind of look up, you know, like, oh, what does a diplomat do? How do you get there? That sort of thing. Like,
Right, right,
I
right.
kind of, I've got enough life experience to know that I'm,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I know how to handle myself, but it's sometimes surprising to hear
I see.
how other people see it. So yeah, that's
Yeah, no,
interesting.
I think you're very well spoken, and I'd love to be able to speak like you, especially in like those stressful situations. And you just,
Mm.
it was honestly magical to me. I swear.
Oh
Charles had it a bit too. Charles had it a bit
yeah,
too. Yeah, yeah,
Charles
yeah.
did. He had a stick. He had a stick. I didn't brandish a stick, but he did.
Yeah. Good time.
Oh, dude. Did you always were you always interested in going on a TV show, or was it something? Yeah, had you ever considered it before?
Never considered it. I've never even social media stuff. I never really like say when I was younger, I want to make videos sort
Mm,
of thing. I always made videos, but no, TV was completely out of out of my vision, but it just worked perfectly with social media. And I guess for
Mm.
me, it's like I love camping and shit as well, as a side note. And
Mhm.
I fall asleep to those surviving on an island for 24 hours with just a knife videos.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You just, like, go to sleep with it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I was like, I already love that stuff. I love fishing, island, TV, social media. Wait, this makes sense. And then I just said yes, basically.
And then Frank was just the cherry on the top.
Exactly. Frank was the final push.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Go back in time, what would you do
Mhm.
different in terms of prep and then in terms of the game? You don't have to get into the nitty-gritty, but just, like, high level stuff.
Sure. In terms of prep, I'd watch more Survivor. I straight up only
Yeah.
watched like 4 episodes before going on.
4 episodes.
I know, horrendous. 4 episodes fully of the last season with George, and I would skip to the tribals,
Yeah.
and then I would just like I googled American Survivor compilation tribal funny moments or something, and that's all I watched. And I was just like, there's too much watching to do. I only have like a week left. Um,
Yeah.
I may as well wing it. I got to be charming. I got to build relationships, backstab the right people, and I was like, I got this. Yeah. So
Bro. I mean, you can't ever fully catch up, but, so that's why you saw you saw the Johnny Fairplay thing on a bloody compilation. That's
exactly,
just like
exactly. I chat with Frank. I didn't prep that much. If I could go back in time, yep, I'd watch more. I'd also, I think, in the game. Do you want to know about in the game?
Mm.
What I do differently too?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, in the game, I think I got lazy straight up. I got too comfortable.
Mm. Mm.
Even the night I went home after like Scott quitting and revealing our plans with everyone, I
Yeah.
was already, I knew I was in danger. And I knew,
Mm.
I said it in my confessional, which they didn't air that morning.
Mm.
I said, tonight is two tribes, and
Yeah.
deciding the winner isn't going to be one side, it's going to be the floaters, which is Ferris, Eileen, and Raymond at the time. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there for like an hour before tribal looking at Ferris, tired as, thinking, I should probably go talk to Ferris and make sure he's on my side. And then I didn't do it because I was lazy and trying to eat some coconut. And then
Oh, bro.
I wasn't always on. That was my mistake. I
Yeah.
got too comfortable, never always on. All the strongest players of our season, including
Mm.
yourself, you guys were always on. You guys wake
Mm.
up, you think about the game before bed, you're on. Yeah. So I do that
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, nah, fair call. Dude, I was the same in that one as well. I should have worked
Really?
harder. So, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I think I should have done. Bro, my game ups and downs, but yeah,
Mm.
that one stung. But like, you got to at the same time other people did well, right? So, it's not like other people did good stuff, so you have to applaud. Like it's not just you being lazy, it's other people playing well.
Yeah,
So,
100%, 100%. And then
yeah.
sometimes if I was doing so much in the beginning and thinking so much, maybe I wouldn't even make it that far. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Dude,
Y-
it's like Goldilocks, is that the right one? With like, not
What is
bed's
it?
too big, bed's too small, right in the middle,
Oh, yeah,
like yeah, it's like
yeah,
it's just you got to find the sweet spot because if you
yes,
do too much, then you look shady, I
y-
reckon,
yeah. And
and
if you're
you just got
stressing
to
all the
find,
time, you're anxious, you don't trust people. Yeah,
yeah,
you know, it's hard to say. Like
yeah.
even the idea of going on again, like I don't know how you feel, but I feel like going on again, I don't even necessarily feel like I have that much of an upper hand because
Mm.
now, sure, I know the game, but now I'm going to be up against everyone else who's come again, and you
We've all
know,
just it's an equilibrium. We've all just kind of got the
it's an
experience. Yeah.
equilibrium. The only thing different is that we're all more anxious and trying not fucking up like we did last time. But it's
Yeah.
just the same shit, like amplified. So how am I going to do better this time? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean so
Yeah.
much, and I'm like, what? Like, I came third, bro. Like, I'm like, so yeah,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, there's so much luck involved as well. And so it's kind of like, how do you gotta put yourself in the position to create good opportunities, I think that's the trick. And then you just got to try your best. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'd love to see you back out there. I wish they could have shown you a bit more. I love that
Yeah.
we were talking in Thai so much, even
I
in
know.
challenges as well. That was cool.
We were speaking so
Yeah.
much Thai.
Tell us about what was a fun moment that you have in your memory that you would have liked to have been shown, like something fun.
Okay, okay. Oh god, there was so many. There was so
Yeah.
many. Man, honestly, just I think the show could have a lot more like day-to-day stuff of the camping when we're
Mm,
not gaming, when we're not thinking about
yeah.
the plan tonight. We had so many memories. Like, oh, I couldn't even like remember like when Charles went home. Oh, I think you're on the other
I was
island
on the other
maybe, but
side. Yeah.
yeah, we sacrificed Charles's undies in the fire and we like sung this tribal song, like saying goodbye, Charles is sad. This like shenanigans like that. And even like me and Jaden went fishing and we're like
Yeah.
hungry trying to fish, and all we could catch were like the sea slugs, and we'd just
Yeah.
be picking them up and just throwing it across the ocean for no reason. Like while the crew's trying to get, oh, what are they talking about? And I'm just pegging sea slugs back and forth, stuff like that. And then yeah, Ferris putting on my undies when he,
You put on
he
your
won.
undies?
You don't know this story?
Tell us.
Yeah. Okay, it's pretty funny. So basically, we're on camp and Ferris is chilling. He puts on he had a shower or whatever in the sea, and he just screams, "Holy shit! Whose undies am I wearing?" And
Yeah.
I look over and I'm like laughing my ass off. I can see that they're mine. And then I was like, "Are they Raymond's? Are they Raymond's?" Ferris is like,
So-
"No." Yeah, and he genuinely put them on, and I said, "Bro, it's all good. They're mine, and they're clean." And Ferris like, "How do you know they're clean?" And I said, "Bro, I haven't worn undies since day one. They're clean, man. They're brand new, off the shelf, Uniqlo." Yeah, stuff like
Oh,
that.
bro, you know that when Ferris found his idol, he wasn't one of his idols. He wasn't wearing any undies, so he had to like get Garrick to take it. So next time, wear your undies so you got somewhere to stick
Oh,
your
that's
idol.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure you're the same. There's so much day-to-day stuff. Like, if the show
yeah.
is a bit more like vloggy almost, like you document
Mm,
the fun stuff, because we're all mates at the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
there's so
They
much
need like
funny
a
stuff.
they need like a what's it not well a template like a separate little file for all the just sitting around. Dude, talking about undies, clothing
Yep.
choices. Why did you Sushi Boy shirt? What's the story behind that, man?
Oh, straight up, I was just like, I wear a lot of monotone colors like black, white,
Yeah,
and they don't like that. They want some color, they want some flair, but that's just my
yeah,
vibe. I never really wear
yeah,
colorful clothing like you said yourself too. And I was just saying,
yeah,
can I wear this? Can I wear that? Can I wear this? And literally nothing was like approved because it washes out the
yeah,
cameras, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
at tribal, it's dark. And then the only like pieces of clothing that got approved were the ones I grabbed that I never wear. And I had that sushi shirt that I was gonna wear to some like food themed party or something from fucking 5 years ago. And they're like, "But you need to wear that." And I was like, "Oh shit." Yeah.
Stereotyping to the max.
I know. Yeah, and even my back.
Your backstory video, bro, with the boba tea.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't want to like out the production, but like I was like, they were asking about what backstory I wanted to do, and
Yeah,
I was just straight up, whatever you think like works for me, like
yeah,
whatever my hobbies, like I like surfing, I go to the gym a bit, I like skating, I make
yeah.
videos, and then they're like, "Would you like to go to Chinatown or Burwood?" And the context is Burwood is a very Asian part of Sydney as
Yeah,
well. And then I
yeah.
get there and they're like, "Oh, can we go get some bobas?" And we give you bubble tea. And then we go into like an anime claw machine, like Japanese style place. And I'm just thinking like, fucking, I'm wearing a sushi shirt. Like now I'm in the claw machine anime room. Like, am I just like the token Asian kid of this season?
You rolled with it. Good on you. I liked the lighting, the fluoro lighting, like made it look really pretty. I think you look really nice in the
Oh, thank you,
like.
thank
It
you.
was very cool. It was very pretty
Thank you,
sweet.
thank
But
you.
yeah, that's
Yeah, no, it
pretty
was good
lame.
fun. That was hilarious to me.
Oh, that's so funny. Dude, what was your What were some of your first impressions of the rebels, like in terms of the other tribe? When you
Mm,
because it's such a you were describing before how overwhelming it is, and we had that big day of feeling out on the boat. Like,
yeah.
yeah, tell me some of the feelings that you had in terms of going to Samoa, like that pre-game nerves, and then yeah, first impressions.
Oh, first impressions. You tell me which ones, and I'll tell you my first impressions. You just
Alex,
listen to me. Alex, I thought was
Alex.
a big wanker. No offense, Alex. Before you spoke, the way he carried himself, I just thought this dude probably like loves sports and just loves winning and just probably like really blokey. But that was my first impression. No offense, Alex.
Yeah,
That's purely like
bro.
aesthetic and without
Yeah, it's
speaking.
just you just getting a read. You have no information. You're just like, what do I reckon?
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Done, done.
All
Hit me
right.
with
What?
more. Who do you want to know?
Garrick.
Garrick, I thought could be very grumpy, could be very. I reckon he was sweet. I thought he could be like grumpy, like he looked like he could be aggressive in a way. Before I chat to him,
Mm-hmm.
he had
Mm-hmm.
the potential to be aggressive, and he had like these biker. I think he had like leather, a lot of leather on, and I was
Yeah, he
like, yeah,
did.
he's, like a bit hard. Like he's probably a hard. Like, he probably fights when he was younger. He's got tats.
Yeah.
That was my vibe. Yeah, that was my guess.
All right. What about Kelly?
Kelly was so much off the bat, like screaming, like doing so much, and it was on the boat. And I thought she'd be lovely. First
Yeah.
impression, I was like, you know what? She is just having fun, and she clearly doesn't care about what people think. And this
Yeah.
game is fun to her. And I actually
Yeah.
thought, like, oh, I'm gonna get along with her. She seems like a kind soul. Yeah, that was my first impression.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of rebels that you swapped with. So,
Yeah,
Kirby. What do you think, of Kirby?
yeah. Kirby, I think she was a bit more quiet. I think she was sitting down on the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, she
I thought
was.
she was cool though. I thought she was cool. She had
Yeah.
a nice smile, and I got very
Yeah.
good energy from her, even though she didn't say
Yeah.
anything yet. Yeah, positive, genuine energy from Kirby.
And Ferris. What about Ferris?
Oh, Ferris, I didn't even think about. I saw Ferris.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
dude, Ferris, I didn't even think about. I saw him, and I was like, oh, this bloke probably just fucking wants to go home already.
Oh, that's
swear,
hilarious.
swear. Before I met him, but when I met him, I was instantly like, yeah, this dude's so smart, switched, like calibrated,
Yeah.
socially. But when I saw him, I don't know, he was like a bit tired almost. Maybe he was seasick.
Mm.
He looked so like done.
Mm.
Yeah, he looked
Mm.
very done when I first saw him.
All right. And Titans, what about Valeria? Got to go Valeria number one. What do you think of her
Oh,
puffy jacket?
very. I'm tight with Valeria now, so it's fine. But I thought she was so like bimbo, like this girl. She had to look hot, like this is a hot model girl, like, and she had the fur coat on, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be in alliance with this fur coat, like, diva."
That's her texting you now. She's
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
in.
Now we're like besties. Now I'm like, yeah, respect Valeria so much, and yeah. But
Yeah.
first impression, I was like, oh please, I'm not. I don't want to talk to this lady.
Yeah. It's funny, eh? It's so funny. All right, a couple more quick fire. Kitty. What
Sure.
about Kitty?
Or Kitty, I was like, fuck, she's so strong. She must be
Yeah.
got a lot of work ethic, and yeah, she had a very calm energy to her. I actually thought Kitty was
Mm.
cool. I was
Yeah.
like, I can talk to her because she seems very strong. Yeah.
Frankie.
Or Frankie, I thought, yeah, similar, like strong girl, but a little bit like I feel like she wouldn't like listen. If that makes
Okay.
sense. She wouldn't listen. I
Okay.
feel like she'd be hard to work with. Maybe a bit stubborn without talking to her. Yeah.
Mm. And Charles. Last one, Charles.
I love Charles. I love
Yeah.
Charles from the moment I saw him all the way to the end. He was just
Yeah.
like gentle soul, and I could tell he was very like smart. The way he was looking around, and his like platypus shirt. I love Charles from the get go. Yeah,
That platypus shirt, man, I don't know what it is about it, but it was so disarming. Like
it
you
was
look at it and
so
you're like, oh, this
fun.
this guy can't like he's gonna be nice. He's wearing a little platypus shirt. Like it's something
Yeah.
about that shirt.
And it's funny because I didn't think about clothing at all and the energy it could convey. But now, if I go again, I would 100% coordinate my outfit to convey a sort of thing. Because, like you said, you whack on a fucking platypus on your shirt, and you're the cutest dude, the most friendly dude. You know what I mean?
Sushi boy from day one. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I wore a freaking suit. Like I knew I was giving off douchebag vibes. Like
Really? I don't think yours was douchebag vibes. Yours was a bit like, yeah. When I saw you, I was like, what an interesting color of like blazer. I just found you interesting.
yes.
I wanted to talk to you.
I,
Tell me more. What the
oh.
fuck is that jacket?
Yeah, the jacket color because I knew they wanted a suit jacket, but
I see.
I didn't want to wear a navy suit because that's too like banker. I didn't want to come across as banker. And so that
Yeah.
jacket is like actually a really expensive jacket, but it's the only one that I have that's not like a professional like going to work jacket. It's more of like a I don't know, wannabe kind of like archaeologist or like a little bit professory.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could wear it in it's a weird color as well. So yeah, I kind of chose the jacket because it's a weird color. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want it to it's a weird color. So yeah. Oh dude, I'm glad it worked.
Nice work.
Oh man, that's awesome. Give us your thoughts about actually let's go back to your vote out. Tell us, I like
Okay, cool.
asking about because you got voted off just before, so at the merge,
Yeah.
after Scott quit, but then and just before the jury as well. So what was it like going home, like getting ripped out of the game?
Oh, it was shocking. It was shocking. And then,
Yeah.
like I said before, I was in such a groove at that point. I feel like I finally
Mm,
was myself. I had awesome alliances. I felt very strong in the game. And every
mm,
night was fun. Tribal Council, I would flame anyone, even though not much of it was aired. I was so
mm,
confident, felt so good. And I felt like I finally had a bit of control, you could say, rather than
mhm,
going with the wind. And I was honestly, I swear to God, at that tribal before before like the voting started, while people were talking, I was looking around at every individual person around me, and I was thinking my pitch would annihilate your pitch. My pitch would, and I was working. I wasn't even listening to the conversations, and I was thinking,
really?
holy shit. I look around and it's a bunch of people that I love, and I know a lot of
Mm,
that love is reciprocated with me. I've built awesome connections. I know who's
mhm,
real with me, not real, and
mm,
I was planning my pitch the day before, like the top 3
yeah.
picks, and I was so confident, and then gone, gone sees shock. Walking out.
What gave you the confidence? Like what was it?
I guess having you guys as well,
Mm,
you,
mm,
Valeria, and I guess the trust we had amongst our small crew, but also
mm,
just I've already been like observing everyone a lot, I guess, and in terms of the way they work, the way they get out of situations when it's sticky, and
mm,
I already only valued a few people, or
mm,
could say like not to sound like arrogant, but there were only
mm.
a few people I'd say that were as socially strong or stronger than me.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people who I knew if it came to it and it was like 1v1, I knew I would annihilate them with the crew I had
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
ability to, yes, bring more numbers on. I could just see at that point when I was pitching in my own head at Tribal Council to everyone, I didn't need to consider everyone there. I already had ranked everyone's social
Mm,
power. And there
mm,
was only probably a handful of people I thought would make it to top 3. And
mm.
there was a bunch of people where I was like, you won't even make it that far. Like you might be carried there, but you're no real threat to me at all. So I was I was thinking that far. And then yeah, man, it happened so quick, and it was just like a shock, like winner, winner, winner. Like, holy shit! And then it was just like slow motion and walking out. Goodbye, snuff torch. Go to the back, and then dude, crazy, crazy. Got too comfortable.
And how did it feel into reintegrating back into your family and your normal life after having how many days were you out there? I can't remember.
Like 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 40, I think 37 or 40. I forgot. Nearly 2 months in
Yeah,
total.
right.
In
Yeah.
total, right? Just like coming back, I felt so good. I felt like yeah, good in not in the sense that I lost. I was quite upset that I lost. Like
Hmm.
close to devastated actually. I was very upset for like a day, but then coming back, I was like, man, that was the best experience I've ever had in my life. Like
Right.
forced. Yeah, I was so grateful for it. I was like on the full primal mode. and I was left in such a present state when I came back. And I'm in the cab going home when I landed and looking around at McDonald's, and it's like, fuck, so much technology and civilization's awesome. And the funniest thing was I got my phone and I was
Yeah.
like, didn't know how to use the phone. And I thought to myself, like, I am so happy and grateful for everything I have right now. But
Yeah.
I know for a fact in 6 months' time, when I start stressing about work and money, I'm going to go back into this stressful, non-present state again. And that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened. And now I'm just like,
Oh, you got to try and
you
expand. You
know,
got to try and expand. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I think it's hard to maintain in that keep that glow. The island.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
got to just drag it out as long as you can.
It's why people go on
Yeah,
those meditation retreats. There's those
yeah.
fucking camps where people go phoneless and they go meditate, and you just come out in Zen mode. And I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it. Yeah.
So you said that you liked camping. Like, yeah, did you enjoy? Did you struggle with the elements, or how did you feel about dealing with the elements?
No, I was fine. I was a bit emotional in the first week.
Hmm.
Like when I was very hungry. We didn't eat for like 4 days on
I
our.
remember.
Yeah, I got really emotional on that fourth day. I was just so lethargic, and maybe because I wasn't eating, but I was just thinking like, "Fuck this show! What am I doing here? Like, my life's
Right.
amazing back home. I miss my family, and I remember this cameraman following me, and I was like, I went to the edge of the water, thinking like, I would I quit? I asked myself, would I quit?
Mm. Hmm.
Split second, like, nah, I wouldn't quit. Like, if it was easy, everyone's winning 500K. You know, this is hard. This is
Yeah.
what I want to do. And I guess I brought myself back. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, apart from that low point when I didn't eat, we didn't eat for 4 days. I loved
Mm.
it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Never, there was nothing about the elements that you get used to it, eh? It becomes your new
You
life.
really do. Yeah.
It's your new life. Yeah.
It's funny you talk about quitting because I think that even like later in the game, I think everyone discussed like you don't say. I mean, obviously Scott quit and Raymond. I thought he was quitting, but I was wrong. Um, but but I think everyone you have rough days, right? But you got to but snapping out of it is it's kind of cool, right? That's I kind of think that's kind of cool how you go. Nah, I'm still in this, and you pick yourself up and keep going. That's kind of a
Yeah.
cool feeling.
Yeah, and I love that that happened because like that doesn't normally happen in real life, like where
Mm,
I guess you don't have a way out. You know what I mean? Like we're on
mm,
that island, like you're there, you signed up for it, you need to fully send it. Like
yeah.
you're fucking on an island. Like there's no calling your mate to come pick you up and talk to you so you feel better. You don't know any
Yeah.
of these people. And I love that. It was like forced like building your character. And yeah, I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's I think it's really good to hear that. Yeah, you're disappointed for a little bit, but then you were able to kind of think like, oh, that was actually a really good experience.
Yeah. Did you have any lows? Did you have any moments of like, because you seemed good all the time. Like we were quite close. You never had a like you'd be stressed about the game, but did you ever have
Mm.
a out of game situations like I miss home? I miss. Do you have any of that?
Honestly, not really. Like
No,
I
I don't.
yeah, I like
Oh, yeah.
obviously missed my family and I missed like my
Mm-mm.
wife and my friends, but I was very mentally prepared going in that I knew that
Yeah,
this
you
was
were.
going to be difficult and I knew that I just had to keep going. Um, I think I think when Viola got voted off, that was a wake up call. Like it was a big
Yeah,
wake up call
your
because I realized that
color.
that could have been me. But also I thought like, oh, that could have been me. Like I could have gone then, if they just chose me instead of her. And I was upset. I was upset for Viola too, obviously. But like that was upsetting. But apart from that, I think when things, I didn't feel like I was going to quit, but I felt like when we were at the top 5 or 6, I could see the finish line, and then I knew that if I got to the end, um, I'd be able to see my wife, which was exciting. That was so exciting. So that was
Yeah.
more about the excitement of the end, which is
Yes.
cool. But in terms of, yeah, I felt down and tired, but
Mm.
I slept really well. And then I was, and I think that helped. I slept all
Yeah.
the time whenever I could. And then yeah, like me and you, we ate a lot of coconuts too as well. So I think, and then later on we ate a lot of crabs. So tried to like eat as much as I could. But yeah, like I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I mean, I've also been away for work for a lot too, like without much contact with home. So yeah, I just kind of treat it a little bit like a work trip. So, dude, I had a lot of advantages going in with that sort of experience. So yeah, but yeah,
for
it's
sure.
interesting. I didn't realize you were that upset at the start. I didn't know that. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
there was that one blip like the week in after not eating for 4 days, and I was just like,
Mm,
"Fuck this!" Like, but apart from that, I was amazing. I was like, I loved it.
yeah,
But it was that
yeah,
one night, and I think it was good for me to happen early on because I guess I just cleared myself. I was just like, it's temporary.
yeah,
We're trying to win 500K here. It's not a
yeah.
holiday. Yeah.
I also maybe like as well not having your phone on you would have been a huge change for you as well, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm normally checking it every 30 seconds, checking my
yeah,
videos, whatever.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it was good. I loved it. I almost want to do like a meditation retreat now.
Bro, call me up. I'd be keen. Let's do it.
I
Yeah,
want.
it'd be fun.
Time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Mate, I'm going to Thailand, Christmas, New Year's. Are you going back anytime soon?
December, hopefully, with my family.
Nice. Yeah.
December, I'll let
Where
you
you go?
know.
Where you gonna go? Where do you
Bangkok,
go when you go? Yeah.
always Bangkok. Where will you be? The Pink Lake.
Bangkok. I'll go to Bangkok. I'll go to my favorite pink lake up in, actually I don't want to say where it is, but it's up near Udon Thani. And then I'm
Yeah,
gonna go to Koh Chang as well. Koh Chang. Koh Chang. Yeah. So
Yang.
yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Bro, I'll see you there. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we can get like enough time off work and December. I'm aiming for December.
All
That'll
right,
be fun.
mate. Well, let's see it. Let's make it happen. Mate, look, thank you so much for coming on. This has been really fun. Is there anything else you want to talk about or you want to give a little shout out? Well, Prince Poo, dude, everyone knows Prince Poo. So but, like give it what else is going on? What do you got planned like in your life right now? Apart
Yeah, I
from,
mean,
hustling for your dad.
yeah, it's mainly hustling for my dad. that's, the-
Yeah.
that's the only thing. But yes, basically, I'm not doing my own content that much anymore. I'm like scaling
Mm,
businesses. So I'm working with a startup now, and a few like other brands to build their socials from the back. I guess like I'm kind of on camera, but also behind camera, and all the
mm,
nerdy stuff I was talking about with building the videos. I'm getting like paid as more of a consultant, you could say, at the
hmm.
moment. And yeah, scaling products in the startup world and trying to get some funding off investors. Um, some rental app. It's called Occupy. So shout out
Yeah, man.
Occupy if anyone's listening. That's the
Yeah,
main
man.
project right now. And then
What's
yeah,
Occupy? Tell us.
what's Occupy?
Yeah.
It is basically like flybys for renters. So
Hmm.
obviously in Australia, a lot of young people struggling to buy their first home. If you
Hmm.
can prove that you're paying rent on this app, we don't take any fees, but you accumulate points, and these points can be used to get a discount off your first home. So it's like a
There you
flybys.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Heard it here. Occupy. Check it out. That's awesome, man.
The next
Oh
big
man,
thing.
like thanks for your time. Like, it's always nice to chat, man. And it's nice to show the people, the different facets to you. You're not just sushi boy, and you're not just biting into bananas with finding idols. Yeah, yeah, man. Nah, thanks for your time, and bro, I hope to see you. If not on Survivor, on some social media platform, or maybe on TV again. I'd love to see you on. I thought you were great. So yeah, thanks for your time,
Oh,
buddy.
thank you, Mark. I love you, Mark.
Give us your social media handles. Give us all the ones. Where can people follow you and find you?
Oh, at PrincePooPoo on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then the Insta, I've got a PrincePooPoo Insta, but also just my Winnerlit. Just type in Winner, I should come up. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing exciting there, just me showing off, trying to be cool. That's about it.
Showing off those abs, man. Those abs are looking ripped.
Thank you, thank you. I starved myself.
Oh man. Yeah. Check out Winner. Check out his abs. That's what I do. Wake up every morning and just do a little double tap on Winner's abs. It's a great way
Yeah,
to start the day.
he does. He does. And number one for bad.
All right. My name's
Love
Mark
you, man.
Warnock, Mark T. Warnock. This is Beyond the Edit, episode 4 with my man Winner. Thanks for listening and tune in next time. See you later.
See you next time. See you, everyone. Bye bye.